What do you guys think of when you think of a diver's watch? Chances are 90% of you think of either a Rolex Submariner or an Omega Seamaster. But what about Seiko? Seiko's been producing dive watches since the 60s, and they've been making robust and reliable divers ever since. There's many famous Seiko dive watches such as the Turtle, the Tuna, the Samurai, the Orange Monster, and many others. And one of the many others is a watch which needs no introduction, the legendary SKX. Today we're going to be unboxing and looking at the SKX009 as well as the 007. Comes in a pretty standard watch box. Nothing too fancy. It's the outer sleeve. And there it is. This is the SKX009. This is the J model, the made in Japan. Just a beautiful watch. Now this one does have the day in Arabic as well as English, which I thought is a pretty cool touch since most watches these days are just in English and Spanish. So it's cool to get a different language as well. You can see how it goes from like a brush to a polished surface here, which is really good detail right there. And on the Jubilee, this thing just looks amazing. So the J models actually come only on a rubber strap. And the K models actually come on the Jubilee bracelets. But if you get it from the right person or the right shop, they actually convert they take off the J strap and put on the K bracelet, which is pretty cool because it's still a genuine Seiko part. I tried to get into dive watches by first going to the Submariner, but it just didn't do it for me. The Seamaster was an even tougher pill to swallow. When I finally came upon the SKX, I read everywhere that it was the best beater and the best value watch, and also the best entry-level watches into high horology, or just getting into nice automatic watches. It just made a perfect first watch. I first saw the SKX007 in an article on a NATO strap, and I thought it was amazing. Then I saw the Pepsi bezel SKX009 on a rubber strap, and I thought it was so cool. The fact that you could get such a robust looking watch with the Pepsi bezel and the black rubber strap, which did a little contrast with the colors, just played so beautifully for me. I instantly fell in love with it once I saw that it was available on a Jubilee bracelet. I just thought that was the finishing touch. It just ensued the tool watch vibe so much and had a certain character about it that the Submariner just didn't. Maybe it was because it only costed a tenth of the Sub, yet had a similar aesthetic. All I remember is seeing the SKX009 with the Pepsi bezel on a Jubilee bracelet and just thinking it's one of the most beautiful watches I've ever seen. I got this before Rolex released the Pepsi GMT, so when I first saw that, I thought they were ripping off the SKX. But regardless, I just thought it was such an awesome watch for the money. The caseback features the Wave Off Kanagawa, which looks amazing. That's one of the coolest casebacks I've ever seen, especially for being a non-display caseback. But it gave it some kind of a unique character that let it represent itself as a Japanese dive watch, and it let it stick out from the Swiss. The SKX is 42.5 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness of 13.5, a lug-to-lug of 46 millimeters. So even though it is a kind of chunky watch, the short lugs help it look really small on your wrist, and it wears a lot smaller than the dimensions would say. It has the standard 7S26 movement, which is a very robust and tool movement that Seiko made since, I believe, 96. And I gotta say, I've had this watch for a little over 2 years, so you'll see like the dings and scratches on it. I've really worn this thing as my beater, but it's just held up so beautifully. And it's still as reliable as it ever was. 200 meters of water resistance, so this does qualify as a proper dive watch. Day-date complication in English and Arabic, which I think is awesome. This watch has a 41-hour power reserve with no hacking or hand winding, which can be annoying for some people, but you gotta get used to it, and you tend to do the whole Seiko shake when you're about to go to sleep every night to make sure it's still ticking in the morning. But it's still a robust and very easy movement, which doesn't require much maintenance, or any at all. And this watch is ISO certified to diving standards, so it's always been regarded as a hardcore diver, and always had respect in the community. So that's another reason I really love this watch. No sapphire here, but it does have a hard Lex crystal, which is a mineral glass that's highly resistant to knocks and scratches. And I've been banging mine up and I have yet to get a scratch. And I've been wearing it for a while now. So let's put it on the wrist. So as you can see, I have like a just under 7-inch wrist. And this watch just fits so perfect. Even though it's 42.5 millimeters, it doesn't look like a big watch at all. It actually fits like a 40 would, or a 39 millimeter. Just amazing. So now we're going to take a look at the SKX007. So this is also a J model, SKX007J1. You could see the retail price there. It's showing up as $595, but I can assure you you can get this for around 300 bucks. The prices have been going up on these because they're out of the market now, but it's still a really great value for the money. So this one I bought from somewhere else, so the box is a little different. I'm not sure if this is the standard box or if that's the standard box, or they're probably both the standard boxes, but just for different markets. But this is a kind of nice box, kind of like a faux leather material. And there you have it. There is the SKX007. This one has its own character to it as well. It's like a crisp black dial, and it just contrasts so nicely with the orange Divers 200 writing. There's a Seiko tag, and it has that same Seiko 5 tag on it as well. I also like how these are technically Seiko 5 models, but they don't have the 5 tacked onto the dial. So there's that little blue sticker that comes on your Seikos when you get them brand new. And the rubber strap, I know the rubber strap gets a lot of flack, but I actually kind of like the rubber strap. I love how it has the wave off Kanagawa right down there as well. Gives it that cool touch. This is just a beautiful watch as well. I mean, for $300, you can't believe what you're getting for the money. This is just amazing. The detail, the heft, you just feel like you're holding such a high quality watch. Let's try this one on and see how it fits. Just like the 009, fits beautifully. And the rubber strap honestly is really comfortable. And it fits really nice. It doesn't poke out or doesn't look too bulky or anything like that. I actually think it's a pretty good fit. And it gives you that real like diver's watch feel. So comparing the 007 to the 009, the black dial of the 009 is so much more prominent. You could just kind of see the navy on the 009 and it feels like a little washed out. Unless you like that color, but the black just looks so rich and deep in comparison to that. Another thing about the 007 is the bracelet on this particular model that I have. The bracelet's actually pretty nice. Like if you've never had a nice automatic watch before, this watch will feel very expensive and very nice. Polished in the center, brushed on the sides, and then also the edges here are polished. So it gives that nice contrast. It looks really expensive when you first see it. And everyone bashes the bracelet on this. Like, yeah, it's not going to be like an expensive Rolex bracelet or anything like that, but it feels really nice for the money and it fits really comfortably and it just looks amazing. If you wore this to the office or something, I'm pretty sure you could get away with that and not stick out from the rest of the people that are wearing Rolexes or Omegas or whatever it may be. So these watches do have Seiko's Lumi Bright. The SKX009 has been charged up, as you can see over here. The 007 has barely seen light, so it's not really as bright, but the lume is amazing on these, and they last for quite a long time too. So pretty awesome lume. Now I'm going to do the dress shirt test to see how it fits under the cuff. It can slide under the cuff, and it's a pretty decently fitted shirt. It slides under the cuff pretty comfortably, but I do have my cuff on the larger button there. So if I had it a little tighter, it would probably be pretty tight. But Still fits. It can still get down for business. If you guys like this review, please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next, because I have a pretty large collection of cool watches, so it would be nice to see what you guys are interested in so I know which direction to go into. Alright, see you guys next time.